Hello. Hi, Laurie. Can you hear me? Oh, great. Awesome. For some reason, I cannot hear my microphone sound, but if all of you can, then that's fine. I just need a hook for my microphone. Yay, finally. Oh gosh. Just because I left at Polly that her cat stays in her back and mine is doing exactly that. Let's not. Oh goodness. Really, Kitty? Really? Oh goodness, Lord. Okay. Alright. I need the stream, girl. And you need to go. Come on. Yep. Off you go. Off you go. I figured we could finish a few weeps. I have here with me the Grains of Gold book that we were working on. I did not touch it ever since last stream. And I figured we would do some coloring in it, or perhaps we can practice more portrait with this other one. And I did separate a color pencil. Oh, thank you, Laurie. I was talking to my boyfriend the other day about our shared experiences with waitressing and stuff like that. The only similar thing he went through was he worked in a glass factory, and that was also very, very taxing because you need to stay with it's kind of like a hazmat suit. And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I could do that. I would melt inside because I'm already. I had heat flashes, and now it's because of perimenopause. But I've always been really. I don't like the heat. Definitely don't like the heat. Now let's see. Okay. We have. Do we have a white? Yes, I have my tiny Chinese drawing. Chinese white. And I figured we might use the black edition since I just did a comparison with them. They're here laying on my table. Hi, Nessa. Couldn't wear. Laurie says I couldn't wear a suit. Yes, I'm a sweater. Yes. Oh goodness, I could never. It's terrible. And also, he also worked in bakery because his mom is a baker, and they used to have a bakery before she got sick. And they also used almost like a hazmat suit because they were specialized in functional cuisine. I don't know if that's the proper term, but they used to cook for bake and cook for people that are allergic to intolerant or allergic to eggs, milk. So to prevent cross contamination, even they would change even their clothes, and then before entering the baker's kitchen, and they would use these special, not a complete hazmat suit, but it was these like a gown, almost like paper gown, and plus a cap and mask and gloves and everything else. And I used to work in a hospital. I even worked in an ICU, and that was challenging enough for me. In fact, I stopped working in a hospital about, I think, 4 months after the pandemic started. Because I am immunocompromised, I take a medication to suppress my immune system. And my doctor said I had already gotten really ill of my lungs, of an infection. It was another type of SARS-CoV, another virus. It wasn't COVID. It was a year or so before the pandemic. And my doctor said, I would recommend you to quit your hospital job because if you catch this new pandemic, you will not come back from it. Your lungs suffered damage enough from the last one. And I was like, okay. Then I had to quit. So I stopped like 4 months after the pandemic started. But we were already taking all kinds of precautions, so we would have to use our own version of hazmat suits, face masks, face shields, and the whole shebang. And that was really difficult for me because I would be drenched within 10 minutes. I think this one is not dark enough. I'm always resorting to, I think I have a minute. Yes. It's this one, is the Deep Purple 754, is also called Plum. I think this is the one. I'm trying not to let the camera be shaded, become in the shade, I mean. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I think I'm just going to highlight her hair. I think I need to change the clip a little bit. And I need another book. I think this one will do, maybe. How about y'all? Tell me about today. What are you doing this Saturday? Both of you girls? I'm just going to do a few flicking motions, and I will be on top of the black line, maybe. No, I did not like this. Yeah, okay. I'm going to need a gel pen. Particularly a neon one. I think this one will do. Oh, small victories. Colouring so far. You've got a cold. Oh gosh. Yesterday, for a second, I thought I was catching a cold because my nose was running and all that, but I realized it's just the weather changed here. We were finally having some chill. No more crazy heat because here in the southern hemisphere it should be autumn. In my city is the coldest city in the country, so we should be having temperatures like 10 degrees Celsius. And again, I have no idea how much that is. By the way, are you all noticing anything different in the camera? In the resolution or anything like it? Because I did change it. I was using my tablet, now I'm using my phone. And the reason I'm doing that... I'm getting my tablet now. The reason I'm doing this is because the colors were not right. My tablet camera was messing up too much with the colors. Oh, Kitty, no, this is not the time. Oh, goodness Lord. No. Oh, goodness. Okay, fine. I think it's gonna be a thing now, right? Apparently, you will. Okay, Nessa. Hey, but your issue is in one eye, right? No, it's just the colors were really messed up in the last two live streams. I mean, the last live stream I managed to fix it up a little bit, but for some reason my iPad camera was not up to snuff. I mean, it's a mini iPad and it's an older model, but I confess I expected more. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding a neon gel pen. And I do know that the camera doesn't pick up neon very well, and that's fine, but I remember that there was one stream that my hand was looking like it was prosthetics because it was completely yellow. It looked like it was made of plastic. I think even Atlanta mentioned that she saw it and it gave her the heebie-jeebies, so she ended up leaving the stream, which is absolutely understandable. Okay, yeah, I think that will work, but now I want a lighter version. Okay, Kitty gotta go, because Kitty is in the back of my neck. Let's go, off you go. Off you go. You can't sleep on my neck right now, because I just can't handle a kitty in my neck right now. It's too much for me, girlie. Yeah, I think this one will do. Yes. I want to do some shading. I'm going to flip a little bit. Okay. I'm thinking that way at least my hand will not make a shadow too much. Hopefully. Well, it would if the pen worked. Well, it's working, so why is it not doing the thing? Oh, it's doing the thing. Okay. Hi, View. Oh, since you're here, View, I want to show you. Hold up. Where's my daydreams book? Oh, here. Okay. You were talking about it in your live stream, View, so I wanted to show you. That's the one I told you that I did. And this has been years that I started. I finished this April, but the skin and everything else, I started like, I don't know, it's been, I think, 2 years that I started this. And I wanted to make, and I'm sorry, I don't want to give anyone dizzy, but I want to show you the double spread. Yeah, I wanted to do like two kind of ancient goddesses, and I wanted to be one representative of kind of like a spiritual knowledge of the Native Americans and this like an ancient Celtic deity or something. Both types of different tribes with knowledge. Because just because they have similar mythologies, like pretty much every culture in the world, but I want to symbolize both in where women were strong. So this was inspired by a, I would not remember the name now, but it's a legend of it is actually someone that apparently existed. It was mentioned on Julius Caesar diary, I think, when they first tried to enter the British Islands and Ireland. I completely forgot the name and absolutely adore her. Her story is really badass, but I forgot her name. She was a really a badass warrior of some kind. She united all the Celtic tribes against the Romans and managed to expel them in the first time they tried to invade and colonize. Yeah, exactly. Tim Melanin. Tim Milan. Yeah, I really like the Inuit culture and the Ojibwe culture. They were the only ones I had direct contact with when I went to the US and Canada. I did get to know some people from those tribes, and I got to know a little bit. Oh, nice. Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying studying their culture. I just met two people from it, and they taught me a little bit of what they knew. But I'm no expert by any means. But I do admire Inuit culture as well. In fact, my great grandma, from my grand, she was the mother of my grandmother. She came from an island in Japan called Hokkaido, and she was part of a tribe. And most people don't know there are indigenous people in Japan because Japan tried to erase them. And well, the Japanese people are not native to Japan. They colonized the area. In that area, there were tribes, and some of them still exist. And my great grandma, she was from a tribe called Ainu. It's called, I think some people call them the bear tribe because they did raise bear cubs amongst them and stuff like that. But this is something Japan doesn't do. Japan doesn't acknowledge. If you look at any history books by Japan, they will say, "Oh, we're a 99% homogenous country." They are not. They are not. They have indigenous population. They forbid them. They strip them of the names, original names. They forbid them to make families. They would remove the women from the tribes and force them to marry Japanese men. In fact, my great grandma was one of them. Yes, they forced a change. That's exactly what they did. And it's funny because I didn't know her, but very little. I didn't know her much. But I always found it odd that my great grandfather, he wrote one type of Japanese and she wrote another. And yes, because women were only allowed to write hiragana, which is the most simple form of writing. But she also did things, and she sounded different. She didn't sound like the typical Japanese. And I remember I laughed. I said, "You don't sound like grandpa," because I called my great grandpa grandpa. And she said, "Because we're not the same." And obviously at the time I had no idea what she was talking about. And she never told my grandmother and anyone else. I discovered all that much, much later in life. She kept diaries. And they had moved to Brazil, so she did write in really poorly in Portuguese because the languages are way too different, but she did. And she had these things in some old journals of hers, plant knowledge, oh, this plant is good for, I don't know, cough. And she did teach my grandma these things, but she never explained to my grandma that she wasn't just Japanese, she was indigenous Japanese. This is the kind of thing I only discovered much, much later. And it was only after when I went looking for the history of the last name and looking for her history. I was looking for her, registers from when they immigrated to Brazil and everything. And that's when I realized that something about her was different. And then I went to look for Hokkaido registries, and I found that many people were unregistered. And I was like, wait, what? They were issued names after a certain age. And I was like, wait, but where is her birth certificate? And they didn't have it. And that's why. It's because they forcefully integrated her into Japanese culture and gave her Japanese identity. And of course, unfortunately, her language to my family side is lost because she never taught anyone how to speak Ainu. No, I want a colorful black. My Languor colorful black. I think I have a really dark purple. Yes, I do. I just hope it's dark enough. Oh, you're welcome. This is ancient history, and to be quite honest, most, for example, my family, they are Brazilian. They were all born here. So, I mean, the most modern people. And to be honest, they don't really care about much. I'm the one who's aficionado. I'm a history aficionado. I absolutely love learning about history and legacy and stuff like that, in cultural meaning, of course. Well, that's why I ended up studying cultural international relations in school. In my mother's side, I also discovered a lot of interesting things when I went to look for it. I was like, how come no one told me this? And then I was talking to my cousin from my mother's side, and she said, my mother's side is a German descent. And she was like, we didn't know. We just knew that we cannot get a German passport for some reason. We did not know that our ancestor was expelled from Prussia because he made a revolution there. It was a farmer strike revolution kind of thing. And then he was expatriated and sent to Brazil. and therefore he could no longer return, and neither any of us. Although a while ago, I do know that the place he was born in, nowadays I think that place is Germany, but is really nearby Austria border. And they did apologize publicly for expatriating the family, but that doesn't mean they accept us back, or my mother's side in that case. They don't. Because it was a strike or revolution against the famine that happened there. Yeah, you know, that's the thing about Hannah for me. I was really intimidated with her portraits, but I was just flipping through daydreams and I saw them as like they look into one another. It's like they're sharing some secret with those eyes in something ancient. And it's her style, her line style. She's very much based on Art Nouveau, and there is another something that inspired her that I remember I read somewhere. And then I was like, okay, this looks old, but I want it to be even older. So I just went for it. And that was the first time that I decided, yeah, I'm going to take up time and do this skin. Because back then I would just grab whatever color said skin and I just flat color it. And I was going to drawing class and I asked my art teacher if she could teach me how to do skin. And she said, why? I was like, because I want to color in this coloring book. She was like, well, bring the coloring book. We will figure it out right here. And then she showed me a bunch of reference pictures of all kinds of ethnicities. And she said, now try to color what you see. And that's how I ended up coloring that. And obviously, when I say Native American, it's not just North American, because we have our own indigenous people here in Japan. Yes, Nissa, and that's the thing. For me, it's so important to rescue those stories, you know? Jess, hello! Oh, hello, hello. Welcome to the Fox Den. I think it's the first time I've seen you in a live stream of mine. Yes, and also, Nessa, I want to rescue those things, you know? I want strong women to be more represented. And I want us to know about this. I mean, when I was doing one of my specializations was in um, how do I call this in English? It's I worked in a maternity hospital. It's women's health kind of, but it's not just that. It's obstetrics. Obstetrics. That's how you call it in English. Yay! I'm glad you caught me live. I was just actually starting to watch your video of the unpopular opinion tag, Jess. But then I thought, oops, it's time to go live. So now it's on my watch later list. But Nissa, yes, I think this is so important. When I was doing that specialization back in, I was like, I don't know, 2017, one of my professors taught me that about C-section and the real history of C-section that was erased. They used to be done safely and much more sanitarily by leaders of a certain African tribes. And they were always women, kind of like in a midwife kind of way. And I was like, what? How come we didn't know this? How come we were never taught this before? And she even brought me the studies, and I was like, wow, okay, I need to know more. I need to learn more. I clearly don't know enough. Yes, I know View. And you know, I think Jess is one of my biggest enablers in terms of books. Okay, Kitty, Kitty, let's go. Okay, Jess, that's for you. I have a ginger, just like you. Yes, it's true view. Oh, I hate it. I have a cat too, and she likes to lay on my neck while I'm streaming. But no, no, no more neck. Enough, enough. Come on. She jumped on my neck 3 times already ever since I started. And she has a twin brother. They are both gingers. They're both gingers with white socks, I call them. Hi, Jeanette. Oh, she's not too noisy. She does snore though. So when she sleeps nearby, she snores. My latest video is recording. I think I already posted. Yeah, it was my. No, I'm not sure. I don't think it was the comparison. No, it was the swatch video of the Black Edition, and I didn't post that one yet. And she's snoring a lot. And I'm like, really, Kitty? You're gonna snore now? And she snores a lot. But she's not noisy. But I've got 6 cats, Jess, so trust me, many of them are noisy. And I absolutely love when Lexi starts meowing in the background. I think I'm gonna zoom you in now that I already took the double spread out. Sorry for the shaking. Oh, Lexi's a sweetheart. She's lovely. Well, I like all of the pets of all of the YouTubers, and I try to remember their names too. I don't remember Polly's. I forgot. But I keep trying to remember all of the pets' names because to me they're part of the stream. Oh, don't worry, Jeanette. I am a bit late myself. I tried something different. It took a while to set up. Usually I stream using my mini tablet, and this time I'm using my phone. I'm sorry if the camera's shaking, but that's Brianna. She's rubbing herself against the arm that I have the phone in. Do not worry, Jeanette. I barely started doing anything, and I'm just continuing the portrait, so it's nothing extraordinary that I'm doing now, just finishing touches. Using some gel pens to darken some areas where I want shadow and create some head texture here. I will have to turn this upside down. I apologize in advance. I'm gonna put my book here like this. Oh, so nice. Which book are you working on, Jeanette? Yes, Nissa, that's true. For example, never knew why my grandfather, who is Japanese from Japan, had darker skin. And I had never heard the term black Japanese in my life until I eventually found out all of those things. Yes, Jess, I always stream a few hours before Annika. I decided to keep to that schedule because I love watching Annika, and I was arriving late to her stream every time. So I decided if I stream before her, I'm not going to be late for her stream because I'll be in YouTube. So I always stream. It's 4 o'clock for me. I think in the UK it's probably what 7. We are 3 hours apart. Yeah, I think it's 7 at night for you there. Is it what 7:36 now? So I started 36 minutes ago, give or take. I always on Saturdays, but sometimes I do some impromptu ones. But this is the regular one. This is the one I always plan on doing. Yes, Nissa. For example, the Japanese side of my family that still lives in Japan doesn't consider us family because we are only my part is only half. I am only half Japanese, so I'm not Japanese, so I'm not family. And this happens especially in Japan. And if you are mixed race, is really a real issue for them. They are really against it, which I am really against them being against it. Oh, it's fine, Jeanette. I am not. I am half Japanese, half German, and I am Brazilian, so I'm everything in one. And that's absolutely fine by me. I like my heritage, all of them. The indigenous one, the samurai one, because my grandfather was a samurai. Yes, exactly, Jess. I like my history. And I think it's good. I mean, we have to be a mix of things, otherwise we'll be boring. Everyone in the end is a mix of something, they just don't know or don't remember. Yes, I know part of it. There's obviously a lot I do not know. For example, I do not know my great grandmother's real name. They don't have any record of that. They erased everything. So everything above my great grandmother, I don't know. On the Japanese side, I mean. Yes, precisely. I am too white to be Japanese because Japanese are more yellowish in skin. Uh, my hair is thin and red, so definitely not Japanese in that sense. And I'm one of the few redheads in my family because I think it was the mix of my dad being Japanese and my mom being German because my mom's blonde and my dad is black hair. So this is how what came out of it. I don't know, and it's funny because uh, let me see what's in chat. And it's funny because I don't. I was born blonde, completely blonde, and with a super curled hair. Yes, Jess, I am in Brazil. I am Brazilian. I was born here, but my parents are immigrants. And it's like it's a melting pot. I was born blonde, super curly hair, and as I grew older, my hair grew darker. And when I was like 4 years old, my hair was pitch black, super black, like Japanese hair. Oh, he had an issue with himself then, Nessa? Is that it? Yes, View, the same for me. I have a really soft spot for them. In fact, here in Brazil, when Japanese immigrants were being rounded up and put in concentration camps during the Second World War. They were put into inside the Native Americans' reservations here because all the land they owned was taken from them. And in fact, my great grandfather best friend was a Native American leader from a tribe because they were forced to live together when my great grandfather was young, and they were all Native Americans and Japanese immigrants forced to work on factories for the military. Yes, yes, I am aware of that, Nessa, and that is the same thing for Japan. Yes, I don't understand why people hate to hear that. It's like, it's just the truth, view. You know, own up to the mess you made. And it's the same for the Japanese, because even though I do love my Japanese history, I'm also very aware of its maladies. I mean, for example, my grandfather, his father was a samurai. We even have a castle, a ruins of a castle now, with our last name in Japan. And he was a samurai. He served the Oda family back in the Meiji time, a little bit before the Meiji period. The Red Tent, Anita Diamond. I never heard of that person ever. Let me just get a post-it note, because I need to write that down. I will forget. I know I will. Where's my little notebook? Oh, it's here. I'm going to write it down because I know I will forget. It's brilliant. It will change you. The Red Tent. By Anita. Is it Diamond or Diamant? Sounds French. Oops. No. By Anita Diamant. Speaking of spelling, I was checking Jess when she was planning for in her journal, and oh my god, Jess, your handwriting is lovely. Let me write it down that it's a book, because otherwise I won't even know what this was about. Book. To read. Oh, so it's Diamant. Okay. Book to read. Women history. Thank you so much, Nessa. I always am looking for books to read that will enrich my knowledge. Oh, everyone does in that case, Jess, but on your planner is beautiful. I wish I could do the hand lettering of titles as fast as you. It takes me like, I don't know, 4 tries, and usually in pencil, and then I go over with a marker. I'm definitely not proficient in it in any way whatsoever. Okay, I will try to make these little Netflix. No, the dark one. You know, to believe all cultures have something to teach us, you know. Yes, I bullet journal too, but my bullet journal, it's almost illegible to most people, other than me. I don't do much in terms of pretty things, stickers, nothing of the sort. It was completely bare in that sense. I don't even know you can see this that I'm doing. It's so dark. But I'm just creating some flicking motions for texture in the hair. Kind of like this. I bullet journal, and it did change my life as someone with ADHD who forgets to even pay the, I don't know, the utility bills if I don't write it down and have an alarm and something else to help. It was really good. I started bullet journal back in college because I kept missing deadlines of things to deliver, articles to write, stuff like that, essays and stuff. How did you spoil a Mother's Day surprise, Nessa? Nissa both said, I certainly spoiled a Mother's Day surprise. I just asked hubby if we had more of a snack, and he said, I will go get it tomorrow. Oh, okay, alright. Well, I already got. I don't have kids, by the way, but neither me nor my boyfriend, we do not want kids. We both nipped that in the bud. I removed my fallopian tubes and he vasectomized. I mean, he didn't vasectomize yet because we use the public system, so he's on the line to be called to do a vasectomy. But we are we have pets, 6 cats and 1 Siberian Husky. So he says that I'm a pet mother and I deserve a present as well. No, and you said no, don't go driving so far to get that. Well, I'm just glad that my boyfriend thinks we can't do. My daughter had gotten me this Stuck Hannah book Wave song, says Nessa. I want to do a little bit more texture here, but I don't want to overdo it because I am known to overdo things. But I'm feeling this is a bit flat. I want it to be a bit less flat. And I was so happy that I was tracking a Happy Mail I'm sending, and it said it would arrive today, but I don't think it will. I think it will arrive only next week, probably. I imagine the post office doesn't work on Saturdays, so I'm guessing it will arrive probably on Monday. Oh, he had to. He had to tell you, otherwise you would like, no, don't go, don't do it. He had to spoil it. Well, at least you know they already got something. I hope it's a favorite snack or something you really like. it's, I mean, it sucks that it was kind of spoiled, but it's great that you're getting something for Mother's Day and something apparently yummy. And they thought about it. They're really thoughtful, so I guess so. That's really good. Despite of the spoiling this surprise. Oh, again, Kitty? Brianna? Oh, goodness lord. Fine, I will let you stay in my bag for a few seconds. And it's just because I'm already positioned to do this thing, okay, Brie? After that, you will go down. To the floor you go. Yeah, it's sweet. I think surprises are always sweet. I mean, if the person knows what you like. In fact, I mentioned to my boyfriend and another good friend of mine that when I was a kid, my dream was to receive a breakfast basket. I don't know if that exists in another country, but here's the thing: you can order a breakfast basket to be delivered to someone, and one of my best friends, she ordered me one. It was completely random. It wasn't like in a special date or anything. It was just a random day, and she had that delivered to me. And in that same year, in my birthday, my boyfriend's mother, my mother-in-law ish, she made a breakfast and delivered to my house herself, because they knew it was something I really wanted as a child and I never got, because to my family that is not really, it was like, nah, that doesn't matter. But to me, those little gestures are important. I can't believe you're already asleep. She laid down on my back and she is snoring. I hope you cannot hear her snoring. You hear that, Brianna? Nessa said, don't think we mind Kitty snores. So apparently they don't mind that you're snoring in my ear. Let me see if I can show you. Hold up. It's a magnet, so I need to kick. Okay. Can you see the kitty? Really, Brie? Now you're gonna go out? That is my kitty in my bag. Is Lexi tiny? Because this is my tiniest cat. She really is tiny. Oh, finally. Now he nips. The magnet decides to snap. Great. Why is this wrong? Oh, okay. Better now. Oh! Brianna is small too. She's 3 kilograms. Just the same. Last time she was 2.997, I think. She's tiny. She's the tiniest one. It's funny because she has a. Well, I am in my PJs, so. But honestly, I really don't care about that kind of stuff. Like, um, I go to the supermarket wearing my Crocs. I don't mind. Yes, some cats are born short-tailed, or sometimes it is part of the breed. I think the Scottish Fold, and also I think Scottish Rex, or something like that. I think they're both. They both have short tails. Yeah, for a second, her head basically touched the mic. I'm even putting it a bit further away, because even I can hear it. She does that too. And it's funny because she only does that with me, not with my aunt. And my other cat, Kate, she only likes to be on my aunt's lap, no one else's. She does come in my lap, but only if my aunt is not home, and like sometimes my aunt goes and travels with her friends and stuff. And then Kate comes in and she starts meowing, and she's Kate is really really talkative. She's chatty. And she's really vocal and she meows really loud. She's like, I want everyone to know I'm right here. This one she just snores and purrs. Although she does speak, I call that speaking sometimes, because when she wants something very specific, she comes at me and meows at me. But it's really rare. It's usually when I get home. When I get home from work stuff, she's usually sits by the door and meows. I think I think we're done. Is there anything else I want? Not really. I think. Oh, actually, yes, there is. Yes, there is. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Right here and here. And it's funny because Brianna dreams sometimes, and she literally moves while dreaming. Polly, hello. I was just talking about you because I laughed that your cat pushes you out of the chair. And when I sat down here, Brianna was inside the throw I keep on the back of the chair. She was bundled up inside, so she was literally a little bundle of joy in my back. But now she's on literally on my neck, so same thing. If you rewind the live a few minutes, you actually see her because I showed her in camera laying in my neck. You would get a look at my ugly mug too, but the cat that matter. Really? Your cat's name, your granddaughter born April 17 is named Brianna. Polly says cats are just so cute and cheeky. We'll take a look, yes. Oh, she's Brianna. So nice. Well, I named her because of a TV show. My aunt is obsessed with this TV show about Scotland, Outlander. It's and then her twin brother, who's also ginger. They're from the same litter and they're identical, and I adopted them both. She's my little freebie, I call her sometimes, because I went to adopt James. That's his name, and when we got there to the shelter, they said, "Well, he's really tight with his little sister." I don't think my aunt saw the last three ones. I think she saw all the way till they went to America on a ship, or they were going to go to America on a ship or something. I only watched the first season simply because she completely binge watched the whole thing and we were watching together, and then was like, "Now I'm gonna watch alone? No." That's where their names come from. We went to the shelter. They said, "Oh, he's really tight with his little sister, with twin sister. We decided we're only going to let them be adopted together." And I was like, "I guess I'm taking 2 cats home." That's how I ended up with 6 cats. Although she was the 5th, technically. Fitz was my gigantic cat. Was the latest one, the latest addition to this band. Ouch. Okay, Brianna. Okay, all right. Oh, goodness. You do know that you grew up a little bit. You're not as tiny as you used to be. Is there anything else I need to do in this page? I mean, with the purple pen? I hope not. But I would do some highlights now. Wait, okay, fine. I'll stop moving my arm. Sorry. She clenches her nails onto me when I move my arm away from where her head is resting. Okay, I'm gonna need the clip, Brianna, so I need to move just a second, okay? There. I think actually I'm gonna put it down here. And her brother was named James because of that TV show as well. I think that's the main character name. I don't remember, it's been so long for me. But my aunt is obsessed with the TV show. My first cat is Lizzie. That's Elizabeth. And it's because we called her the queen of the house. She was our first cat. We never had cats before. But my eldest dog, who's now in doggy heaven, he did not tolerate any other dogs. He hated all the dogs. He was bullied a lot back when we lived in my grandma's because my older aunt had another dog and he attacked him all the time. So he hated all the dogs. And because I was back in college, it was full time. Yes, he was Jamie. But here in Brazil, people don't know how to pronounce that. So when I write James, they understand. So I renamed him to James. But yes, his name was originally Jamie because of that TV show. And when I first adopted my first one, it's because my elder dog, he was a Yorkie, and he didn't tolerate other dogs. So we figured maybe a cat. And it turned out, yeah, in the first 2 days they were snuggling up together. And because she was the queen of the house, and back then Queen Elizabeth was alive, so we named her Lizzie. And that was pretty cool. And then we felt maybe she was too lonely because my dog was elderly. He didn't have time or patience to play with her all the time, even though they got along. He was always too sleepy and tired. So we adopted another one, and her name is Kate because of Kate Middleton, because that was around that time when she was going to marry the Prince William something. And then the third one was May. Is May. She's my calico. She's lovely. But it is, she doesn't, at first she didn't bond a lot with the other two. In fact, they fought a lot. And that's when a cat behavior expert came and said, well, maybe I think you need a male because they're all females, so they are more territorial and maybe with the male on it. And I went to get a male. That's when the same shelter I adopted my other two cats. Actually Lizzie, the other cat was from another shelter. I adopted Lizzie from. I asked them, and I did volunteer there a few times as well, a little bit. And I asked them if they had a male cat for me to adopt. Oh, no. Now you want to go down? Oh, you want to sit on my back? No. No. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, I got it. Go, go, go. Come on. On you go. All right. Okay. You can stay there on my back. Yeah, Polly, now my cat took a page out of your kit, and it's in my back, pushing me out of the chair, right, Kitty? And they said, oh, we have actually a ginger cat. I went to adopt my ginger cat. And when I got there, I got a freebie ginger cat. I want my white pen. Where is it? White. In fact, no, I want a light color. Where is it? Light color. If you hear sounds of people, it's my mother-in-law is baking a cake at my home for Mother's Day celebration in my grandma's home. So she's using my oven because she is celiac, and she wanted to bake a gluten-based cake, and she doesn't do that in her kitchen. Oh darn it! Where did I put it? I was sure I had it. No, it's not that one. I don't know where it is, my light colored one, but I will use this one. Nissa says, I have 3 cats, Griffin, Bella, and Clover. Oh, nice. What are they like? Mine, most of them are short hair, except for Kate, and my latest one, Fitz, my gigantic cat. They are all they're all short hair cats, but none of them has any breeds. They're all shelter cats. Or in Fitz's case, a cat that was almost killed by my grandma's Rottweiler. And 4 birds, and this has 4 birds: Clue, Mystery, Ducky, and Poe. Poe as in Edgar Allan Poe? How do they coexist? Belle is a calico, Clover is a tabby, and Griffin is dark grey tabby. A tabico? What is a tabico? Is tabby plus calico? Is that a thing? I did not know that. If that is a thing, I was not aware. Okay, now you're going to lay on my back. What are you trying to do? What? Yes, I love you too, girl, but you can't stay. You can't stay at top of my arm now. Oh, good. Birdies are protected. Okay, yes. I was about to say that because here I even have to rescue the geckos because my cats would ruin them all. They would eat their legs and tail, so and play with them in a very cruel way that I do not like. So I don't. Okay, okay, fine. What do you want me to do? Hmm? Hmm? Before what? What is it, Kitty? Oh, thank you, Jats. Thanks for being here. Oh, she's 80% tabby and the rest is a mishmash of calico. Yes, that actually makes perfect sense. Thank you so much, Jess. Hope you're able to catch a little bit of Vanikas. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Oh, goodness. Again? Ow, ow. Okay, okay. You need a nail trim. You need a nail trim. You know that, right? Ay, ay, ay. Ow, ow. Okay. Ouch. All right, all right. Oh, goodness, Lord. And I don't know why she's always speaking when I stream. I am here coloring all day. But if I'm going to watch Annika later, I'm sure she will not be on my back. But now that I'm streaming, she wants to be on my back. That makes no sense. I need a white pen. Okay. Got it. I absolutely don't know what to do with you, girlie. Yes, you, Brianna. I'm talking to you. And I don't know why, but she drools. When she sleeps, she drools. She's the only cat I got that does that. Jeanette says, we had the most wonderful ragdoll cat called Safi. Oh, I love ragdolls. They are so beautiful. My gigantic cat, Fitz, the one that was attacked by my grandma's Rottweiler, and I rescued it. And he was supposed to be temporary here. I was going to be his foster parent until we found a permanent home, but year in, year out, he ended up staying. He's my forever foster cat, I mean. And he looks a lot like a ragdoll, although he has all the ragdoll parts are usually are dark. In his are tabby in him, but he's really large. Um, Brianna here has like 3 kilograms. Fitz has 7 kilograms. It's really large. Let's see. I think I need to cheat a little bit. I find them so beautiful. I think my dream cat, in terms of cat breeds, would be the Norwegian forest cat. I have a friend, and she's got one. She's got two actually. I was gonna say one. Oh no, that's too much. Too much. Shoot. Let's do something here. Okay. Monty drools in his lip too. I'm now having to keep a blanket on my desk chair now to protect it. Yes, I already have a throw in my chair. It's in the back, but a good chunk of it stays in the seat exactly because of that. Because she's the one that usually hides here. And she does exactly that. And it's funny because I've got 6 cats, none of them does that. She's the only one. And it's not just, I know it's probably gross, sorry I'm talking about this, but she drools, and it's not just drool, it's sometimes her nose drips when she's asleep. And I had already checked in the vet. She's healthy, nothing is wrong with her sinuses, everything is normal. So I don't really know what's up with the whole thing. Yeah, I think I liked the pink version better. So I will do the pink version. Testing in a piece of paper, cleaning it up here. Polly, how old is Monty, by the way? I know he had some health issues, so I don't know if it was just because he lost Luna, or I mean, not just, it's not a small thing, but if it's also age related, something. Luckily, my cats, they're young enough not to have any health issues, but Kate, she had eye issues. She had to do a few surgeries to. It's like the tear duct canal. That was clogged, and she had to do surgery to fix that. And that was twice. And because she came from a different shelter, it wasn't the shelter I usually take them from. We were in an event. In fact, it was a cat breed show event, and they help um, this other shelter, and then we came to the event to support that, because every proceeds from the event would be donated to a shelter, and that shelter was there with the cats to be donated. And because we were looking for one to make Lizzie some company, then we adopted from that other shelter. But she came sick already. She already had an issue, an eye issue. But that shelter is seriously underfunded. They had over 1,000 cats on the shelter. On that shelter, it's too much for their space and their funds. So I did wonder she would come in with a few health issues. Safi was a house cat, and we took her on holiday with us. She had a pink harness and walked on a lead. My Calico, she accepts to be put in a harness and walk, so we walk 1 or 2 blocks with her. But there are way too many stray cats here, and I don't feel too safe coming out with her in the city. And ever since I adopted my pets, I actually never traveled because I don't know anyone that would accept a babysit 6 cats and 1 Siberian Husky. I mean, I know one person, but I also know she's very expensive. So I just haven't. I just haven't done that. Alright. Oh no. I always think I'm done and then I look and I forgot a section. You know what I was thinking? I was actually watching Audrey's live stream the other day, I think it was Wednesday. And she mentioned that she is, is not getting along with Gouache very much and all that. And since she bought, and I think she bought the medium set, that's a really large set of gouache. And I'm thinking if maybe I should do a series with beginner tips, and I'm not going to say tutorials because I'm not well versed enough to do a tutorial, but a little bit of a how to, and with simple things, just so people see how it's done with gouache, but in a very simple beginner way. So I'm thinking if I should do that. Oh, yes. Well, I am pro compulsory um, spaying and neutering, but not like every cat. But I do think that if they are stray cats, they should be neutered or spayed. If they're street cats or wandering cats or cats that walk, they have owners, but we call that free range cats. And it's mostly because they are considered an invasive species. And being unsupervised means they can hurt native species, you know. For example, oh yes, I would say only the ones that are free ranged. If they are indoor cats, I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I think it makes life easier for owners. My cats are all spayed or neutered, but I never had even had a choice in the matter. They all came spayed and neutered, except for Kate. Kate wasn't. Oh, great, Jeanette. Good to know there are people interested. Like I said, I'm not an expert on it, of course, but I do want to show that it's not really um, a three-headed monster. You know, I can see a lot of people intimidated by it. The one thing I would say is sometimes it's not your fault when people start using gouache and feels, oh, mine didn't turn out great. Sometimes it is the gouache. If the gouache is not great quality, or even not decent quality, let's put it that way, then it's definitely sometimes the gouache's fault. Oh, good to know, Nessa. Good. All right. I am doing that then. I did think of that. I thought maybe I could do it maybe to help Audrey as well because she did buy a lot of it. You make gouache as well? Because that one I never managed to pull it off. I mean, Nessa makes watercolors, everyone. And gouache are essentially opaque watercolors, but I do think gouache has titanate calcium or something like that, which is something that adds opacity or something. I don't know. If Nessa makes gouache, she can tell it's better than me. Is this the white one? Yeah, that's the white one. Yes, yes. The calcium thing is the main ingredient of chalk. Yes. Yes, Jeanette, gouache is one of those things that, even though it's really forgiving how we use them, the lower the quality, the harder it will be to use them. Unlike watercolor, I think we can pull it off really beautiful work with cheap, low grade quality watercolor. But with gouache, it's much more difficult. You need a better quality paint. It's similar to acrylics to me in the sense that if the texture of the paint is not correct, then it will cause a bit of difficulties, and it will lead to frustration, unnecessary frustration. I imagine so, because when we use titanium pigment in watercolors, they are more opaque, but they're not completely opaque. For none of you are in the US, right? Or View. I don't know if View's still there, but if View's in the US, I would recommend. Great, now I completely forgot the name of the gouache. But in the UK, if anyone is in the UK, also in Canada, Nessa's in Canada. I know Da Vinci are really cheap in Canada, just like they are in the United States. Da Vinci makes gouache too, but their gouache is translucent, is not completely opaque. Um, as for watercolor, I do recommend Da Vinci if you're in the US or Canada. I really like them, and they are quite affordable. For gouache, I think the most affordable one can find probably would be, if you're in the UK, would definitely be Winsor and Newton. Also, Shinhan. In Jackson, Shinhan was like £3 per tube. Yeah, the thing with cheap quality gouache as well is that many of them use dextrine. Dextrine is an additive that is present in food as well. In fact, it's used as artificial sweetener for food, but also as a preservative. And dextrine is it's a completely different type of flow and property. It's almost like it transforms the paint in a non-Newtonian fluid kind of thing. It has a property. It's called Tixotropy. I think that's what it's called. Tixotropy, Deoxotropy, something like that. It's a property of dextrine, and it means you need so much strength and movement uh, for you to actually get the paint to flow, and it dries so much faster. Gouache is already something that dries fast, and when it has dextrine it dries almost instantly, which means there's a lot of waste, and also sometimes I don't have enough time to spread the pigment around. So sometimes it's the gouache's fault, but if you get a decent gouache, then you definitely should not worry too much about. Okay, Kitty, now you're gonna need to go because I need to get up. Okay? Yes, I need to get up. Come on, come on. I need to get another pen, and I cannot reach with you in my lap. Okay, okay. Ouch. All right, Kitty. All right. All right. I would definitely do that then. But it's not going to be anything extraordinary. I'm not Annika. Annika does incredible things with gouache, but I mean something more beginner. Really, like I'd never use gouache, and I want to use to base something, for example. Something simple, nothing super complex. Because I do think that sometimes, as users, YouTube users, right, content consumers, we watch something and it's so beautiful, extraordinary, and then we go, I can't do that. I mean, yes, actually, we can, but sometimes we do feel a bit intimidated, I think. I definitely felt really intimidated. It took me a long time to venture into gouache. Oh, a bubble bath? Oh, Polly, way to make us jealous. I would love a bubble bath. Oh my god, it's been so long since I had a bathtub. Oh, enjoy that bubble bath, Polly. Enjoy, enjoy for all of us. Yes, I know, Kitty, I know. I am aware that you are again on my back. It's fine, okay, I'm not moving, I'm just reaching to get pens. Don't scratch me. If anyone can hit the like button, please, that would be really helpful. I got a darker pen now. Oh, by the way, this is what I did with my pens. Here. Can you see this? Oh, I don't think you can see it. Hold on. Yep. Is it focused? Yeah, it's focused. This is the Maillard, and it is the third pen in the set. What I did is I got a sticker, and I painted with the pen. I was going to say painted with the paint. I painted with the pen, and I wrote down a little code for it. That way, I know which color it is, because especially with the thin languages, we have a lot of color shift. They change completely of color once they dry. I mean, either much darker or much lighter than they look like when we first out of the tube. The tube, no, the barrel. I was talking about gouache, and now my brain it's all gouache. Is this working? Yes, it's working. Hello. My aunt just arrived home, everyone. She was walking because she is a workaholic. I do not work on Saturdays anymore. Oh, okay, all right, go. No more Saturday work for me. I want the white one now. I do feel like I need to get you a bit closer because I'm doing something really tiny here. I'll remove you a little bit. Sorry. I don't like moving the camera when... This is what I'm doing here now. I'm basically erasing the lines of this jewelry here and correcting some stuff. I don't erase completely. I just thin down some of the lines a little bit. Is Auntie Chris? Wait, I think I lost something. It will keep her healthy. I'm sorry. What did I miss? Is Auntie Chris here? I didn't see her arriving. Auntie, if you there, you better show up, girl. 'Cause I cannot see you on the chat. Now I'm going to use this darker 10 color. This is My Yard from the set My Yard. Oh, my auntie, yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's what keep her healthy. The fact that she's a workaholic. Okay, now it's making sense. Oh no, she was walking, not working, not walking. Although, yeah, that too. 4:38. Yes, it's 1 hour difference here than from you, Nessa. It's 5 here now. 5:38. Trying to create a bit of a cast shadow here on this side. You ready going to bed, Jeanette? Wow, you go really early for bed. Well, I'm a night owl. I usually go like midnight or 1 a.m. So it's usually really late when I go to bed. I have no idea what would be a very Quebec or Quebecois food, Nissa. Good night, Jeanette. If you are going to bed. Oh, so you're camping right now? Yeah, I guess when camping, I think I would probably sleep early too. Although I don't really camp. Okay, Laurie. Bye. If it's really late with you two, then good night. Oh, yes, this is awesome. Oh, I've actually heard of that, Nissa. I didn't know it was a Quebecois thing, though. I actually thought, I thought it was. This was common in other places too. Where did I go that I was offered something similar? Oh, that's a fancy type of camping. Okay, that's a whole different world then. Yes, I actually quite like snuggling up and watching reels to fall asleep. My boyfriend find the most hilarious reels to watch. We laugh a lot before falling asleep. I'm not going to erase the line of the golden thing here because the black line actually acts as a shadow. Oh, I really like that idea. Luxury camping, it's fancy. That's really nice. I am a very homey person. I really don't like leaving the house. So, and I think I became worse. Well, not worse. It's just I've became more um, even more antisocial the older I got, I think. And I do think it's a bit troublesome for the future. I don't recommend. I do think socializing is important, even when you're not a natural at socializing. And I'm definitely not. But loneliness and um, at old age is one of the main causes of abandonment of the elderly and depression and all that. Oh, wait, you're on the beach? Okay, now I want to know more, Janet. Where are you camping? Yes, yes, I agree. The only reason I would camp is exactly that way. If I had a mini home to carry around with me for security and comfort. Because as much as I mean, my boyfriend was a Scots boy. Oh, hello! Curious Minded Seeker. It's M? It's M, right? Which is actually Melissa. Trying to see if I remember everyone's name. I like calling people by their names, even though have really bad memory for names. But I swear I try. Oh, that's actually a good idea, Jeanette. Especially if it's far away, if there's no others nearby. It's a really good way to keep safe. This is from the skin set. And I thought I would have enough time to finish this as a whip. I should know myself by now. I'm too slow to finish a whip like this. I thought I would be finished by now and starting another one. Lowestoft, on the east coast of Suffolk, England. I don't think I'm familiar with that location. Well, when I went to the UK, I only met larger cities. Um, London and two others that completely escaped my mind now. That was a long time ago. Thank you, Thank you, Nessa. Thank you, Jeanette. I'm glad I can keep you girls entertained while you keep me company while I color them. It's funny because the main reason I did my channel was to hang out with people that had similar hobbies, because no one I know. I mean, my boyfriend, he draws, but he doesn't color in coloring books, you know, it's not his vibe. And I have my teacher, my art teacher, she does color in coloring books, but we don't hang out as let's color some. She's got kids, and they're small kids, so they demand a lot of attention. She doesn't have time to sit down and color with friends anymore. She does sometimes, but 2 hours drive northeast of London. Oh, okay. Yeah, the closest beach I've got is like an hour and a half from here, driving from my city. A little less if you don't catch too much traffic, but usually there is traffic. Okay, I'm thinking, do I need to do anything else? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Why is the ink not coming out? Okay. I would love to visit the UK again, to actually visit, because most times I was just traveling for work. To actually visit the UK. Well, Scotland would definitely be a place I want to visit. In fact, my boyfriend and I, we thought about traveling to Scotland to get married, but our family would not travel with us. Most of them are afraid to fly and very elderly, so that would not be an option for us, unfortunately. But maybe in our honeymoon. My boyfriend's dream is when we get married, he wants to travel to a bear sanctuary where he can see bears. There is a place, it's called, I think, Orphan Wildlife, and he wants to go there to meet the owner and everything else. Kuterevo in Croatia. Oh, this is another thing. Where's my little notebook? I'm gonna write that down because I need to tell him. He's absolutely obsessed with it. I know there is a bear, not a bear, a wolf sanctuary in the UK. That's a place I want to get to know too. We're wildlife animal lovers, so this would be like a dream come true. It's Kuterevo. Kuterevo in Croatia. Okay. Bear sanctuary. Nice. Thank you, Nessa. Just gave us another possible destination for our honeymoon, which we have no idea when it's going to be yet, because we're not even close to getting married yet. We're not in a hurry, you know. We have a long time ahead. We don't need to rush things. There are documentaries on it. Oh, sure. I'll definitely, as soon as I mentioned to him, I think that's the first thing he'll do is find information about it, videos and stuff. There was one that we wanted to go. It was in the United States, but then we discovered they drugged the animals, and we did not like that. So we definitely will not be supporting that one. But there is another one in the United States. I think it's in Oregon. Oops, sorry. That also interests us in getting to know. It's funny, most people go to America and they want, like, oh, I want to go to this store and yada yada. Nope. We just want to go see national parks and animals. Oh, yes, we watch that. Yes, we do. There's also bear camps that during salmon season, I think it's salmon or trout season, they call it, that they keep live cams and we watch that. In fact, there's a bear that lives that is always there. They called him Otto, Otto, and he's amazing. He's huge. He's the most amazing, incredible, large, gigantic, ginormous bear I've ever seen. I think he passed away, in fact. But I did took a snapshot of one of the videos I was watching live in the bear camp, and I actually painted him in acrylics. It was my first painting on canvas that I gifted someone, and of course I gave it to my boyfriend for his birthday. I see bears when I go and walk here, not all the time, perhaps 5 times in 10 years. Really? Well, I did. I don't know exactly where she lives. I think it's just rural Canada. Is all I know. But Connie from at Coloring Chemist, she says there's lots of black bears in her area. I have seen 3 black bears in my life only. Back when I was in the United States, I took a backpacking trip to the entire West Coast, and we were in Yosemite, the national park, and we saw black bears there. So we also saw brown bears there. I think the thing that would make my boyfriend happiest would be if we went to Hudson Bay during polar bear migration. It's his favorite bear, the polar bear. But you know, as this thing says, right? If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. And if it's white, good night. 3 more than you, Jeanette. Yes. We were really lucky to see them, in fact, because it was autumn, and they usually are not roaming around in autumn. But there were a few that were injured and has been in hospital, and they were going to be released back in the forest that day. So we got to see them being released. It was early October, I think. And the brown bear was we saw him being close enough to a bear to decide to get a treadmill. Yes, yes. That reminds me the first time I saw a wolf. I was I was gobsmacked. I was like, no way, no way. It's huge. It's huge. I could not imagine how huge it was because I thought, I know giant dogs. I know a Great Dane. They're larger than a Great Dane, and they are. I don't know. They are wild. It's not the same as looking at a blobbly, drooling Great Dane. Yes, exactly. That is. Is it Otis? I thought it was Otto. But yes, that's the one I was following when I painted. And it's funny because he was like, he would just stop by this little hill of a waterfall. He would just open his mouth. He was like, in my mouth. Come on, fish, get in my mouth. I want you all in my mouth now. And I was like, you're not even going to try to grab them. And he didn't. And literally, fish was jumping into his mouth. And I was like, wow, okay. It's almost unfair with the other bears. Because when he gets there, all of the other bears are like running away or just being afraid and saying, no, you know what, I'm going to find another corner for me because there's too much bear here. And it's really fun to watch them. I even like watching them more than I like watching panda cams, and I absolutely love panda cams because they are complete cluts. It's very funny to watch them. It's not that one. It's this one here. Ooh, we need to go to Annika's dream. Is it not time to start? Oh, I would love to go to Alaska someday. Absolutely would love to. Where are you, Em? You're in what area in the United States? You're in the United States, right? Or am I going crazy here? Because I know View is in the United States, but I don't remember where you are. Yeah, that's enough. Oh, okay. All right. Annika's live stream is about to start. Let's hop over there. I will end my stream here so we can all hang out in Annika's stream. Okay, everyone? I will see you in Annika's stream. Let me show you how it turned out, just so you will see. Normally, this is how it turned out. Her face. See you in Annika streams, in Annika live stream. Bye.